My dearest children, as I reach out to you from the depths of a mother's infinite love, I feel the gentle stirring of hope and wonder that fills this sacred moment. Like the first rays of dawn breaking through darkness, my heart yearns to illuminate your path with stories of divine grace. Today, I long to speak with you about miracles, not merely the grand spectacles etched in history's memory, but the quiet whispers of grace that dance like morning light through your everyday lives. These miracles shimmer in the ordinary moments of your days, waiting to be recognized by eyes of faith and hearts of trust. As I gather you close in this intimate conversation, I see the struggles and questions that weigh upon your spirits. The challenges of your digital age, the constant connectivity that often leaves you feeling disconnected, the flood of information that drowns out wisdom's whisper, the pressure to present perfect lives on glowing screens while your hearts yearn for authentic connection. My heart brims with countless stories of souls who have witnessed the tender touch of divine grace weaving through their journeys, and I yearn to share these precious testimonies with you. Each story is like a pearl of wisdom, formed in the depths of human experience, now ready to shine light on your own path. In this age when screens glow brighter than candles and algorithms seem to eclipse angels, I understand the weight of doubt that many of you carry. The modern world speaks in binary code, while your souls long for eternal truths. Your questioning hearts seek evidence in a world that often demands proof for even the most sacred truths. I see how you struggle to reconcile faith with reason, tradition with innovation, ancient wisdom with modern knowledge. The very devices meant to connect you sometimes become walls between your spirit and the divine presence that never ceases to seek you. Some among you have whispered prayers into the darkness, yearning for signs of heaven's presence. Your prayers rise like incense through the digital noise of our times, carrying hopes both spoken and unspoken. Others have glimpsed inexplicable graces, yet hesitate to name them miracles, mindful of a world quick to dismiss what it cannot measure. The skepticism of our age has cast long shadows over your capacity for wonder, yet deep within, your hearts still hunger for the miraculous. To each of you, my children, I say with all the tenderness of a mother's heart, let your hearts remain open to wonder, for the miraculous flows as freely today as it did when I first whispered my yes to God's extraordinary invitation. That moment of divine encounter changed not only my life, but the course of human history. And similar moments of grace await each of you, hidden within the fabric of your daily lives. Let your spirits be lifted by this truth. The age of miracles did not end with the stories written in sacred texts. Rather, each new day brings fresh opportunities for divine love to break through the ordinary and reveal the extraordinary. Just as a mother sees the unique beauty in each of her children, I see the special ways that grace is working in each of your lives, crafting stories of hope that deserve to be told. Consider how the miracle at Cana speaks to your modern hearts. In that bustling celebration, filled with laughter and music, I noticed what others had overlooked. Not just an empty wine jar, but an opportunity for grace to flow. The host's anxiety, the guests' whispered concerns, the growing tension in the air, all these touched my maternal heart deeply. How often do you face similar moments of apparent emptiness? Your bank accounts running low, your emotional reserves depleted, your spiritual wells seeming to run dry in the desert of digital distraction. With a mother's quiet confidence born of complete trust, I simply turned to my son and whispered, "They have no wine." In that gentle exchange between mother and son lay centuries of understanding, a lifetime of shared glances, and the profound simplicity of absolute faith. My heart knew, as only a mother's heart can know, that while his hour had not yet come, his love would not let this moment of human need pass unanswered. This seemingly simple act revealed the essence of miracle, seeking faith, the courage to bring our every concern, however modest, before the throne of grace. I didn't dictate how the miracle should unfold. I simply presented the need with trust and expectation. The transformation of water into wine spoke volumes beyond preventing social discomfort. It illuminated God's tender care for every aspect of human life, from our deepest sorrows to our simplest joys. In that moment at Cana, heaven touched earth not with thunder and lightning, but with the quiet grace of love responding to human need. The miracle wasn't just in the transformation of water to wine, but in the revelation of how divine love permeates every aspect of human celebration and concern. The servants who filled those jars with water, their obedience a testament to simple faith, became unwitting participants in a miracle that would echo through centuries. Consider how this story reflects the pattern of miracles in your own lives, the mixture of human effort and divine grace, the importance of bringing even seemingly minor concerns to God's attention, the way love transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary revelations. Just as those stone jars held more than mere water, your daily experiences contain potential for divine transformation that often goes unrecognized. Even now, in the midst of your modern celebrations and challenges, the same dynamic of grace operates. Whether you face empty wine jars or empty bank accounts, broken relationships or broken dreams, the principle remains. Every human need, presented with trust to divine love, becomes an opportunity for grace to flow in unexpected ways. The miracle at Cana teaches us that no concern is too mundane for divine attention, no situation too ordinary for extraordinary intervention. In your digital age, miracles often wear modern garments. They appear in the timely text message that arrives just when your spirit needs encouragement, in the random social media post that speaks directly to your heart's hidden struggles, in the unexpected video call that bridges the gulf of loneliness. Divine love adapts its expression to meet you where you are, speaking through the very technologies that sometimes seem to separate you from the sacred. Consider how your smartphones and tablets, these constant companions of modern life, might become windows to wonder, rather than walls blocking divine presence. When you scroll through your feeds, train your heart to recognize the subtle whispers of grace, the article that answers an unspoken prayer, the photo that reminds you of beauty's persistence, the comment that carries unexpected wisdom. These are not mere coincidences, but tender touches of divine love reaching through the digital realm to meet your deepest needs. Your generation faces unique challenges in recognizing the miraculous. The constant stream of information can numb you to wonder. The pressure for instant gratification can blind you to grace's gentle unfolding. The addiction to spectacular content can make you miss the quiet miracles that fill your days. Yet these very challenges carry within them seeds of opportunity for deeper spiritual awareness. Let me share with you how to cultivate this awareness in your digital age. First, create sacred pauses in your connected life, moments when you step away from screens to notice the play of sunlight on your wall, the rhythm of your breath, the presence of divine love in the silence. These pauses become like windows in a digital wall, allowing grace to flow more freely into your consciousness. Second, transform your use of technology through intentional presence. Before checking your messages, pause to invite divine wisdom to guide your responses. While scrolling through social media, ask for eyes to see beyond surface appearances to the sacred stories unfolding in each post. When connecting through video calls, remember that divine love can flow through digital channels just as surely as it flows through physical embrace. Third, practice digital gratitude. Each time you receive a helpful email, encounter an uplifting post, or experience a meaningful online connection, recognize these as gifts of grace adapted to your modern context. Let your heart overflow with thankfulness for how divine love finds new ways to reach you through contemporary means. Fourth, become aware of how miracles often unfold through the very technologies you use daily. That career opportunity that appeared randomly in your LinkedIn feed, that supportive community you found in an online forum, that healing conversation that happened through a messaging app. All these can be channels for divine grace when recognized with eyes of faith. Young hearts often ask me, How can we be sure these moments are truly miraculous and not mere coincidence? My answer flows from a mother's wisdom. The surest sign of a miracle is not in its spectacular nature, but in its transformative effect. When a simple moment opens your heart to greater love, when an ordinary encounter fills you with unexpected peace, when a daily experience suddenly reveals divine presence, these are the true miracles that weave heaven's grace into earth's reality. Remember too that skepticism need not be the enemy of wonder. Your questioning minds are gifts that, when properly oriented, can lead you deeper into mystery rather than away from it. The same analytical skills you use to evaluate data can help you discern patterns of grace in your life. The same critical thinking that serves you in your professional work can reveal the intelligent design behind seemingly random moments of blessing. Let me share a truth that particularly speaks to your generation. Miracles often come disguised as synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that defy statistical explanation. In an age of algorithms, these moments of divine choreography stand out all the more clearly. When exactly the right person enters your life at precisely the right moment, when a needed resource appears just as your need becomes acute, when a message of hope reaches you at your lowest point, these are not random events, but carefully orchestrated expressions of divine love. Your technological tools can actually help you document and recognize these patterns of grace. Consider keeping a digital gratitude journal where you record daily miracles, no matter how small. Create a folder in your phone for screenshots of encouraging messages that arrived at crucial moments. Use your calendar app to track how divine timing has worked in your life. These modern practices can help train your spirit to recognize the miraculous in the mundane. As we conclude this first reflection on miracles in your digital age, remember that the same divine love that turned water into wine continues to transform the ordinary elements of your daily life into extraordinary expressions of grace. Your screens can become sacred spaces, your devices channels of divine presence, your digital connections conductors of heavenly love. The key lies not in rejecting modern tools, but in recognizing how divine love adapts its expression to reach each generation in ways they can understand and embrace. Let your hearts remain open to wonder, even as your minds engage with technology. Let your spirits stay attuned to grace, even as your fingers navigate touchscreens. Let your souls maintain their capacity for awe, even as your lives become increasingly digital. For in this age, as in all ages, miracles continue to unfold, not despite your modern context, but often through it, revealing how divine love remains ever ancient, ever new, ever adapting to reach beloved hearts like yours. Let me share with you Sarah's story, a testament to how miracles continue to unfold in our digital age. Sarah, a young entrepreneur and mother, found herself drowning in what seemed like an ocean of impossibilities. Each morning, she would wake before dawn, her mind already racing with concerns that threatened to overwhelm her spirit. Her startup was faltering in the digital marketplace, its promise dimming like a fading screen. Her marriage had become a maze of misunderstandings, with conversations reduced to hurried texts and tired sighs. Her child struggled to find his place in an increasingly competitive educational system, his bright spirit dimmed by academic pressures and social anxieties. Let me share with you Sarah's story, a testament to how miracles continue to unfold in our digital age. Sarah, a young entrepreneur and mother, found herself drowning in what seemed like an ocean of impossibilities. Each morning, she would wake before dawn, her mind already racing with concerns that threatened to overwhelm her spirit. Her startup was faltering in the digital marketplace, its promise dimming like a fading screen. Her marriage had become a maze of misunderstandings, with conversations reduced to hurried texts and tired sighs. Her child struggled to find his place in an increasingly competitive educational system, his bright spirit dimmed by academic pressures and social anxieties. The weight of these challenges pressed upon her heart like a heavy stone, each day bringing new worries that seemed to multiply like endless notifications on her phone. One evening, While scrolling through endless social media updates that only deepened her sense of isolation, she caught a glimpse of her grandmother's photograph on her digital feed. The image showed her grandmother's weathered hands holding a rosary, and in that moment, something stirred in Sarah's soul, a memory of peace, of faith, of connection to something deeper than her current struggles. Almost instinctively, as if guided by an unseen hand, she reached for a rosary buried in her desk drawer, a family heirloom that had gathered dust while she chased modern solutions to ancient human longings. As she held each bead, her tears falling like quiet rain in the blue light of her home office, she didn't demand solutions or immediate answers. Instead, she simply opened her heart to love's possibilities, as I had done millennia ago beneath the angel's gaze. The warmth of those beads in her hands became a lifeline to hope. Each prayer, a thread weaving her back into the tapestry of faith that had sustained generations before her. In that moment of surrender, when the noise of the world fell away and her heart beat in rhythm with eternal truths, Sarah discovered what countless souls have found before her, that miracles often begin in moments of honest prayer and humble openness to grace. What unfolded in the weeks and months that followed wasn't a dramatic intervention that instantly solved all her problems. Instead, she experienced what I love to call a symphony of small, divine coincidences that gradually transformed her reality. Like notes in a beautiful melody, each small miracle built upon the others, creating a harmony of grace that transformed her life in ways she couldn't have imagined. A chance encounter at a coffee shop where she had gone to escape her home office led to a conversation with another entrepreneur who saw potential in her business model, where others had seen only limitations. This random meeting led to a partnership that not only revolutionized her startup, but also reminded her that divine providence often works through human connections. Her business began to flourish, not through aggressive competition, but through authentic collaboration and innovative approaches to serving others. Her husband, moved by her renewed spirit of hope and the subtle changes in her demeanor, suggested couples therapy through an innovative online platform. What began as digital sessions became a bridge to deeper understanding, their love story finding new chapters in the midst of modern challenges. They discovered that technology, when used with intention, could become a tool for connection rather than division. Most touching of all was the transformation in her child's life. A dedicated teacher, noticing the subtle signs of struggle, discovered how learning through technology could unlock her son's unique gifts. What had seemed like educational challenges became opportunities for growth, as new ways of learning revealed the special talents hidden within her child's heart. Sarah later shared through prayer that she had learned to recognize miracles, not as supernatural spectacles, but as divine love working through the ordinary channels of modern life. Her story became a testament to how heaven's grace continues to flow even through digital devices and contemporary challenges, reaching hearts through both ancient prayers and modern innovations. Let me tell you now about Maria, whose journey reveals another facet of modern miracles. Maria, a brilliant young tech professional specializing in artificial intelligence development, lived in a world of algorithms and data, finding comfort in the predictability of code. Her days were spent training neural networks and optimizing machine learning models, her mind constantly engaged with the cutting edge of human innovation. Yet when diagnosed with a rare condition that medical science struggled to understand, the ordered world suddenly spun into chaos. The prognosis was stark: months to live, the doctors said, their voices gentle but firm as they showed her the digital scans that mapped her mortality. In that moment, all her technical expertise and logical frameworks seemed powerless against the raw reality of human fragility. But Maria, drawing on a strength she didn't know she possessed, made a choice that would transform not only her journey but countless others. Instead of surrendering to despair or retreating into bitterness, she began what she called her miracle mining project, documenting everyday miracles in her digital journal. This wasn't denial of her reality, it was a conscious choice to find light even in the darkest valleys. Her first entry described how the morning sunlight painted her hospital room in hope's colors, turning the sterile white walls into a canvas of warm gold. She wrote about the gentle confidence in her nurse's touch, how a simple adjustment of her pillows became a gesture of profound human connection. She documented the taste of pure water, how it reminded her of life's simple gifts, each sip a small miracle of refreshment and renewal. What began as a personal practice of gratitude soon blossomed into something far greater. Her online sharing of these moments, initially meant only for close friends and family, began touching hearts far beyond her circle. Her posts, combining raw honesty with luminous hope, created ripples of grace in the vast digital ocean. A community formed around her observations, people from all walks of life drawn to her ability to find beauty in the midst of struggle. Though doctors had predicted 6 months, Maria lived 5 vibrant years, each day a testimony to the power of recognizing grace in ordinary moments. Her medical team was amazed by her resilience, noting how her perspective seemed to influence her physical well-being in ways their instruments couldn't measure. But the true miracle wasn't just in the extension of her life. It was in how she transformed her social media presence into a masterclass in finding divine love in life's smallest details. Her posts became a digital liturgy of everyday grace, the way morning light created rainbow refractions in her IV tubes, turning medical necessity into unexpected beauty. The synchronicity of encouraging messages arriving just when her spirit flagged. The nurse who hummed her favorite hymn while checking her vitals, not knowing its significance, but moved by divine orchestration to offer exactly what her heart needed. Even as her physical strength waned, her spiritual insight deepened. She wrote about how her hospital room became a sanctuary of sorts, where visitors arrived seeking to offer comfort, but often left having received it. She shared about the young resident doctor who confided that her example had changed how he approached all his patients, helping him see the human spirit beyond the medical charts. In her final months, Maria's influence reached even further. Technology companies began implementing her insights about finding meaning and humanity in digital spaces. Support groups adopted her practice of miracle mining, teaching others to recognize grace in their own challenges. Her approach to illness and mortality became the subject of medical studies on the relationship between spiritual well-being and physical health. But perhaps most moving were the countless individual lives she touched. A teenager fighting depression found hope through her posts about finding beauty in dark places. A busy executive learned to pause and notice moments of grace in his hectic schedule. A grieving mother discovered ways to sense her departed child's presence in everyday signs of love. Maria's legacy wasn't just in the length of her life, but in its depth, how she transformed what could have been a story of tragedy into a testimony of transcendent love. Her digital journal, now preserved as both inspiration and instruction, continues to teach others how to recognize the miraculous hidden within the mundane. She showed us that even in our technological age, the ability to perceive divine love in ordinary moments remains our greatest gift and most profound miracle. My precious children, as our shared journey through these stories of grace draws to a close, let me wrap you in one final embrace of maternal love. Each of you carries within your heart a unique capacity for miracles, not just to receive them, but to become channels through which divine love flows into our world. In this digital age that both connects and divides, remember that you are called to be miracle bearers, hope carriers, and love radiators. Let these final words echo in your hearts like a mother's lullaby. The age of miracles has not passed. It pulses with new life in each moment, waiting to be recognized by those who dare to see with eyes of faith. Every time you choose love over indifference, hope over despair, connection over isolation, you participate in the ongoing miracle of divine love transforming our world. Remember that I, your mother, walk with you through every valley and mountaintop of your journey. When screens grow dim and notifications fall silent, when algorithms fail to compute the depths of your heart's longing, my love remains your constant miracle, unchanging, unfailing, ever present. In moments of doubt, when challenges overwhelm and fear threatens to paralyze, turn to me. Let me help you recognize the miracles surrounding you, guide you toward the miracles awaiting you, prepare you for the miracles that will transform you. Go forth now, my beloved ones, with renewed faith in the miraculous. Let your eyes perceive wonder in both sunrise and screen glow, your heart remain open to grace in every form, your life become a channel of love in both physical and digital spaces. Share your miracle stories not to prove anything, but to kindle hope in others. Live so authentically that your very existence testifies miracles still happen, love still transforms, hope still triumphs. Until we meet again in prayer, walk in the certainty that miracles aren't just possible. They're unfolding right now, in this very moment, in your very life. Trust this truth, live from this hope, and watch as the extraordinary reveals itself within the ordinary. As heaven's love transforms earth's limitations, as divine grace makes all things new. Know that my maternal gaze never leaves you. My love never fails you, my prayers never cease for you. In every moment of joy or sorrow, success or struggle, remember that you are seen, known, and infinitely loved. May each step of your journey be illuminated by the light of divine love. Each challenge transformed by the power of grace, each ordinary moment transfigured by the miracle of heaven's tender care. With all my maternal love and blessing, I remain ever present to you, ever praying for you, ever believing in the miracles that await you. Until we meet again in the sacred space of prayer, may you walk in the light of love, dance in the rhythm of grace, and trust in the constant miracle of divine presence. Amen.